phone, I press more buttons. Sorry, each time I pick up the phone, I'm disconnecting my live. I'm not sure what's going on. I've never had that issue before. Alright, so today is mother and daughter spa day. This is the mother, that's the daughter. Sorry. No. I'm almost afraid to touch my phone now. Good girl. Are you an amputee in the front? Yepper. Alright, let's do the ones in the back. Alright, here we go. Starting with our Blue Wave by Fuzzy Fix for that perfect reverse line. Set that tail. Do the tail stop, right? Good girl. They're both little pudding pops, aren't they? Sweet little things. Alright. Good girl. Anybody know what breed of cat this is? They're both the same breed. Waka waka. Wee-hee. She's like, that feels good. I bet. Good girl. Good girl. Cute fat cat. That's not exactly a breed, but yes, she's a cute little pudgy thing. They both are. They're certainly well fed at home for sure. Seem to have access to a never-ending feeder, right? Little portion control might help these ones. Pretty little baby. Ba-da-da-da-da. Alright, now we gotta unlock this tail. When I say unlock, I mean it's so thick and impacted that we have to open it up. So we have to spray it down with a little bit of the Le Pooch pre-bath detangling spray, and that will help to open that tail right up. get it ready for the bath. If you don't open the tail up, you're not going to be able to get that cat cleaned. And if it were a dog, would you be saying poor dog? No. But because it's a cat getting a haircut, that's bad. Dog grooming, good. Cat grooming, bad. Okay. You know they used to be the same species, right? Yipper, canine and feline. They used to be. And then they split off. Alright, tail is officially open. Hi. Thanks, Banana. Each time I pick up the phone, I'm pushing buttons I'm not supposed to, and it ended up deleting my live twice. Don't ask me how. No idea. No clue. Alright, she's all set for her tricky bits. We can go get her bag. Little bed will help to position the cat. It kind of keeps the cat in position and kind of rolls the stomach up a little bit so you have better access to everything. And if you're afraid of cutting off the whiskers, you can either put a happy hoodie on the cat's head and that'll tuck those whiskers in. Hi. She's like, you mean like that? Yeah. Alright. Or just put a cone around their head. Pretty little baby. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sam. Sam's my name. Right? Wait, nope, gotta keep her from popping out of place, so go back to this. You can tell what hairstyle I'm doing on the cat, right? See how I'm sculpting the boots in place? It's called a lion cut. One of the most popular haircuts for cats. You almost ready for your bath, little one? Stay. Good girl. She's like, I wasn't leaving. Sure you are. Let's just get more comfortable. Sure you are. I don't believe you. Alright, other side. Good girl. No. Okay, let's try and get her to settle in that position. That's it. Good girl. Good girl. No. no, no, no. Right. Waka waka. You got this, little one. Alright, let's try and get in here a little bit better. Good girl. Ready, steady. We're going to do a last minute check on those back legs. Once she gets out of her bed. Alright. Alright. How's that feel? She's like, good. Baby in the dryer is not capable of plotting. She just has an RBF face. What's an RBF face mean? What's RBF stand for? Anybody? I'll give you a hint. The first word is resting. I know a lot of people with an RBF face. Alright, you did it. She's like, I did? What'd I do? You got your hair did? You got your hair did? You got your boots and your nails done? Alright. Waka waka. She's like, are we there yet? Not quite. See that meme? Yeah, I didn't think so. You set the mean correctly, it should just fall naturally into place. That's her middle name, RBF. Alright, we are all set. And by the time we get her done with her bath, we'll be able to rotate them out, put her in and take her out. That dryer comes in really handy when you're doing families. Right? Alright, right this way. Right this way, right this way. There we go. Up we go. Good girl. Alright, we'll start with... What are we going to start with? What am I doing right now? Anybody know? I want the name of the product and what it does. I can show you the bottle in a second. I just want to see who actually knows the answer to that. Wah, 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 wah. She's like, I know, I know. No. Let them see if they know. She's like, I want to tell, I want to tell. Okay. Alright, so close, banana, close. That's actually the partial name of the other one. But this is what we put on the head and mane. It's called the Pink Paw Pow. It's a 65 ounce tub of degreaser. to degrease the area, and I put the pink paw paw on the head and mane because it's so much easier to rinse out. It's not as thick and as heavy as the groomer scoop, which is what you were trying to say, the groomer scoop, which is this other stuff. Same product, different name brand. This one I buy by the gallon. So a gallon of groomer scoop liquid degreaser is only 50 bucks. 65 ounces of the pink paw paw is $100. And that's why I use the pink paw paw sparingly. Right? And then if you use the pink paw paw, you usually only have to wash the head once. So she's got dander kind of all over her body. So we're going to give her a thin layer of this on her body, and that will help it to let go. Otherwise, dander attaches itself like Velcro to the cat, right? Doesn't really necessarily want to let go, even in warm water and shampoo, right? Just doesn't want to let go. Hey Kevin, why don't you stop projecting? Right? Are you crying from the inside? Kevin? Are you crying from the inside? Stop projecting your issues onto the cat, please. Thank you. Thank you, Banana. Waka waka. Let's start on her eyes. She's like, what are we doing now? See, if she were a dog, here's what would be said. Oh my God, she's amazing. Oh my God, what a good dog. Oh my God, what breed is that? Oh my God, what's her name, right? If she were a dog. But because she's a cat, everything's got to be negative, right? Do you know this cat is 100 times better than any dog I've ever seen going live being groomed? She's literally 100 times better. But it doesn't matter. Because she's a cat, everything has to be negative. You all have just been behaviorally modified and tweaked to assume certain things, right? You have no appreciation for what you're actually looking at. The perfect cat, just sitting there. Himalayans, especially the pointed ones, love water. Love it. Start purring. They're water rats. Bet you didn't know that. Right? So why are you feeling sorry for a cat who's happy about getting a bath? Right? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. What? Ready? She's like, for what? You can do your face and your head and your mane and your two front boots. Good girl. Pretty little baby. Oh, I have a question, Banana. Every once in a while, I'll see these little hearts and little happy faces on the right. What is that? Like, how do you do that when you're in the middle of the live? Like, how does that happen? I'm confused because I only see that on TikTok, and I don't understand how you do that for YouTube. I was just wondering. How does that work? Do you know? I'm asking the Banana because she's the brains of the operation right now. Bonjour. Bonjour les Alice. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Missy. Je m'appelle Missy. Kevin, You gotta stop projecting, right? I just got done telling you, Himalayan cats love their baths. Why are you projecting all of your issues onto this cat, right? Go away. Go find some cooking channel, right? Go find, I don't know, how to weave baskets, fishing. Go find a fishing channel, Kevin, right? You can project all of your issues onto fish. Like I said before, she's about 100 times better than any dog you'll ever see going live. That's not good enough for Kevin. Mm-mm. She's like, Kevin has issues. Yeah, I know. Pretty little baby. Ba-da-da-da. Okay. See, I never even knew that was possible, Banana. Because I've been on lives before on YouTube and I've never actually noticed that feature. So I'm just going to have to, when I'm not working, hop onto a live on YouTube and see for myself how that works. So that's a start, right? So that would be the beginning phases of hopefully them wanting to incorporate sounds into the live, right? So that'll be fun. Thank you, Banana. Yes, they are. Incy. The ultimate supreme being. She's like, we are? Yes, you are. You're like manna from heaven. So if you were in Russia and you had 20 cats, they would all sleep in your bed and keep you warm at night, right? Manna from heaven. You could survive the Siberian cold winter nights. With what? With cats. They'll save you. They'll save you. Or if you're lost in the wild, what do cats do? They hunt and they bring you back their food. They bring you back food. You think a dog's going to bring back food? No, I don't think so. They'll go out and hunt, find whatever food, and eat it. Cats, bring it back. Offer it up. Right? Something very, very evolved about cats. Well, he's a water rat. She is a water rat, right? Himalayans, pointed Himalayans, usually are water rats. They usually usually. Not always, but usually. Pretty little baby. NG. NC means pearl, and I've a Persian mixed long hair exotic breed. Cool. Cool. Cool beans. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-bum. Good girl. You did it. You did it. Wee. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Kevin, you still here torturing yourself? Yeah. That's her saying she's done, she's ready. But she's not quite ready. She just has her back boots to do, right? She's a little older because she's the mother cat. The first cat was the daughter. So normally when you're working on an older cat, especially their back legs, they can they get a little arthritic, usually starting around the age of 8 and up. So that's all that is, Kevin. She loves her bath, just not necessarily maybe her arthritic back legs being washed, right? So don't get it twisted, because we're here trying to educate shitheads like you, Kevin. But don't take it personally. We're just not going to allow you to project all of your issues onto our cat clients, right? So you've been muted. All right, there you go. You did it. You did it. Ready, steady. Wee-hee. Good girl. Kevin has been projecting all of his mental health issues onto the cat, saying how upset the cat is. What else was Kevin saying? That the cat is miserable. The cat needs saving. I don't know. What was he saying? I forgot. I told him to stop projecting all of his mental issues onto our cat clients. Because 90% of what people say is projection, right? They just don't know it. They're just projecting whatever the hell's in their head, right? And projecting it onto somebody else. And in this case, our cat clients. So we didn't appreciate that. So we told Kevin to go bye-bye. He might still be here watching. Just because you get muted doesn't mean we block you from being able to watch. Right? You did it. As far as I know, that's what it means. Oh, he was being tortured. Okay, gotcha. I don't remember. I don't remember half of what he was saying. So when you hide a user, does that mean they can't see the content anymore? I think that just means they can't talk anymore. Alright, there you have it. Yeah, my cat, pretty much the same cat. He's a Seal Point Himalayan. He'll start purring when you put him in the tub. Yeah, he loves his bath. I think it's a Himalayan thing. A pointed, color-pointed Himalayan thing. You did it. Make sure there's no soap. Okay, there. Get that nice and squeaky clean. You ready to come out like a lady? She's like, yeah. Here we go. Up we go. Towel out. Little burrito cat. Look, Ma, I did it. Look, Ma, I did it. Alright, right this way. Right this way. Let's try not to disconnect the live. Each time I pick up my phone, I'm turning on a button or turning off one. Here we go. All the buttons still there? Yeah. Yipper. Okay. Wee-hee. Alright, we're going to get her on her side. Mommy, daughter. Hey, honey. Honey, my Lisa. How are ya? Wee-hee. Just another day in the life at a cat grooming salon here in sunny Philadelphia, right? Waka waka. Wee-hee. She's like, that feels good. Yeah, I know. Cats love a nice little towel head dry this as much as a dog does. Well, hello, Annie. How are you? So we got someone from Oxfordshire as well as the Midlands here in the UK on our live today. It's turning out to be quite the little international cat grooming live, right? Why? Because there's cats all around the world. Is there any place in this planet where there's no cats? I don't know. I don't think so. Unless you're talking about a remote island somewhere. Good girl. Alright. What are we going to do first? What do we usually do when the cat's in the towel wrap? Anybody? First thing I'm going to do is set up the do-it-yourself stand dryer and start blowing out her head and mane, right, while she's in that towel wrap. And then, while that's happening, we're going to flush her eyes. A bit of contact solution. I use the Optifree Replenish, right? And then her ears. Bless you. She think I sneeze. She did. And Indonesia. Cool. One of my favorite cat groomers is from Indonesia. Have you ever heard of Ascendio cats? They're all over social media. They're one of the top cat groomers in your country. It's called Ascendio Cat, A-S-C-E-N-D-I-O, Ascendio. They go live every once in a while. Usually on TikTok. They're also on Instagram. And they're doing something fairly exciting, which hasn't really happened or taken off here in this country yet. They're actually going to the public, and they're doing seminars, and they're teaching the public, cat moms and dads, how to groom cats. They're doing classes and seminars and going out to the public. So that's pretty exciting. Oh, hey Rose from Florida. Let's turn that back on. Get her going a little bit more. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Are we there yet? Yeah, we're there. Good girl. We'll just give her a quick pop out before we rotate her in and take her daughter out. Microleos. towel, otherwise she's going to try and run away. Right? Good girl. Okay, B. Bye-bye. Hello. Hi. Hi, Carola. Carola? Carola? Oh, God. I don't know how to say that. Carola. Hi, Jen. Alright. Let's turn her around. I'm just going to fluff her boots out and then rotate her in there, bring her daughter out. So all of this drying is being done by a do-it-yourself stand dryer. About 90% effective for not scaring the cat. Good girl. What are you doing here? She's like, I am? Yeah. Yes, you are. Alright, last boot. It's what you call a set it and forget it technique. We're doing a mother and daughter right now, Jen. Alright. Alright, ready, steady. Usually you have to turn this off for a cat to go in. There. Good girl. Alright, you go in and you come out. Good girl. Little pudding pop. Little pudding pop. They're both in the pudding pop temperament box. Right? That's what I call pudding pop temperament. Just pudgy and sweet. Pudgy and sweet. Good girl. You going for a walk? She wants to go back into the box. Most cats love it in there. Okay. Good girl. You're doing it. Good girl. Just gonna do a little flufferoonie. Little flufferoonie. Little flufferoonie. Alright. I'm just gonna recheck everything. Not even close. I didn't set her mean right. Good girl. Try turn that off. We don't need that much power anymore. And just switch to the space heater. There. That's all we need at this point. Is the third cat right? Yeah, right over there. Yeah, that's Shuji. He's the office cat. Good girl. You did it. You did it. So pretty. You're so pretty. Alright, let's get on our bread. Access her tricky bits. Get her comb so I don't cut her whiskers. That's just like a whisker guard at this point, so we don't cut any of that off. Alright, ready, steady, here we go. Oh. Alright, so she's on the bed. So we can position her to be able to get these tricky bits done. Sometimes you have to help them find the position. There. That's it. You did it. You did it. And then she's going to be constantly turning that way, so you kind of have to use the bed to prop her that way. And counter. You have to kind of counter what her body's trying to do. And then it should stop. Right? She's like, I don't know what you just said there, lady, but it makes sense to me. Yeah, that's what you gotta do, people. Are y'all following? She didn't want the bed. Alright, so the bed's just kind of getting in the way. That's fine. I'm going to bypass the bed and get on her side. I'm going to try and do this without the bed so you can see if there's any difference. I'm sure it's probably more comfortable for the cat, right? It doesn't really keep them in position. So, there. You did it. Roly, 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 roly. Good girl. And back legs. Back legs. Back legs. Do it this way. If she's not cooperating, I'm going to lift her other leg. Try to get her to stand on that leg. A lot like dog grooming. That's fine. You did it. She didn't want these back legs being done, so we're just going to put her in the lap for better access. You did it. And tail. And tail. All right, other side. Uh-oh, cone alert. Cone is off the head. Am I worried? Not really. She's a little pudding pop cat. Little pudding pop kitty. That means I'm not worried about her wanting to bite me. Back leg. You did it. Good girl. Whee! Up we go. Good girl. You did it. Good girl. Fluff you out. We're just going to give her a quick fluff out. Make sure all of the loose fur is off of her. Alright, daughter's done. And then we're going to move on to the mother. Anyone want to know the name of that technique? You ever watch Alien? You know, with a monster right over your face? It's kind of like that. That's called the claw. You know what that's used for? It's holding onto the skull, right? And the reason why it's holding onto the skull, thumb underneath the mouth, is because we have a sharp moving instrument, right? So we don't want anything to get hurt on the cat, right? Say goodbye. Bye-bye. See you later. And 70% of cats are secret nudists, so they're extremely happy with getting naked, right? And being free of their fur. About 70% of them, right? Something you'll never read in a book, but any cat owner would be able to tell you. Who's ever had this done? Now, if that cat was skin and bones, I'd probably make a little cat top for her, right? But she's not. She's very well insulated. So, but yeah, I usually can make baby clothes into cat clothes by getting a hold of some baby onesies. Usually the newborn to 3 months size is the best to work with, right? Alright, so let's go back to the do-it-yourself stand dryer. We didn't use any kind of a dryer to fluff out her boots. Other than this in that soft dryer box. Out the door. So they're both in the lion cut, right? And they get to keep their full tail. Alright, ready, steady, here we go. Out you go. Wee-hee. She's like, are we there yet? That's the mother. Waka waka. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Such a smart little girl. Alright, we'll turn this on low to get the final fluff out. Good girl. And that's just on low. Here it is. I'm going to use a little tiny face comb to fluff out her boots. Good girl. Back leg. Good girl. And last one. There you go. Final finishing. Using the Fuzzy Fix Blue Wave Clipper. Pretty much the holy grail when it comes to knowing how to do the reverse line for a cut, right? It's the holy grail clipper because it really just helps to make it super easy, and you get like pretty much perfect results every time, right? Not every clipper is going to do that, right? That's why I call this the holy grail. The reverse line just means you're putting the cat in a lion cut with a 10 in reverse, right? Which is how A lot of trained cat groomers are taught. That's how they're taught to do it, right? Wow. See the mane? Yepper. Now, do we need her bed to get on her side? We'll see. We'll see. If she keeps popping out of position, then I'm going to use the bed. There we go. That's the... Right now, this has 10 different uses. Right now, it's being used to protect her from getting any whiskers cut off, or to protect her from getting curious about the clipper, right? Let's see if we can do it this way. What that is. Waka waka. Good girl. You're doing it. Yes, you are. Other side. See what that leg's doing? Good girl. Alright, back legs. See if she'll let me do it this way. Do 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 do. 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 Waka waka. Alright. Sorry. I can put you in a lap grooming if you want. She's like, nah. 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 I mean, we could. Alright, we'll do it. I was trying to bypass that, but we'll do it. Ready, steady, here we go. Oh, did I? How long have I had the picture off? Every time I touch my phone, I push a button that I'm not supposed to. Sorry. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Cone alert. Cone is off. Not good. Never good. She has pudding pop temperament, so I'm not too worried about it. Good girl. Pretty little baby. Ba-da-da-da-da. Pretty little baby. Ba-da-da-da-da. Pretty little baby. You need to go, Jeffrey. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See ya. Okay. That is done. Got our little fluffer here. Alright, other side. Other side. Wow. Waka waka. Waka waka. Wee. No. 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 No, no. No, no. No, no. You're really working it there, little one. She's like, I am not. You are. She's like, what am I working? My nerves. All right. Off we go. She's like, well, that's not my problem. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, you did it. You did it, little one. Let's just check your meat. Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be, right? She's like, everything's where it's supposed to be. How do you know? You can't. You haven't even looked at yourself in the mirror yet, right? She's like, true. We're just gonna do a little something right here, and then you're done, right? She's like, you got it, lady. All right. Here you go. And a little fluff her off right here, and we are done. Alright, so that cat did better than 90% of dogs I ever see go live getting groomed, right? She's better. She's better than a dog, right? And she's at natural temperament, right? Better than a dog at natural temperament. Yeah. Imagine that. Alright, there you have it. Two back-to-back mother and daughters getting their spa day. Lion, full tail. Few beauty treatments on their boots to keep them clean and fluffed out. Right? And we are all set. Alright, sorry. Alright, see you later. Thank you so much for joining us. All the best. Hope you feel better, Banana. And get some rest. Hope you feel better soon. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.